You can tell that's a Jew. Really? Well, I can tell he a Jew somewhat. How can you tell he a Jew if he just walk in and sit down for a minute?
Okay. Yeah. His facial hair.
His facial hair?
He looks like a rabbi. He's a Jew.
Oh. And so do Jews feel safer when another Jew is around?
Only if the other one's armed.
That's right. You know how the blacks feel safer when just one other black is around? They said they feel afraid. Are we ready?
We're actually still early. Just hit 11 now.
The blacks said they feel afraid when it's just one black in the crowd. It's the same, but that's what they say.
What about it with one black and one Jew?
You have a mess on your hand.
Around 30 seconds.
Jeff, that interview on Fallen State that you did with that woman,
Oh my God.
she was so evil.
Yes.
I'm not judging her.
No, she was evil.
Really, like, truly, she was evil.
Yeah. I thought of Trump when he said, what a nasty, evil. If ever there were proof that a woman should not be a preacher, that was it. Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you all for being with me. You can get involved by going to the chat line, and Hake will pass it on to me, your questions and comments, all right? Good morning, y'all. Good morning. How's everybody? Good. Good. I want to start out with a question and then a quick follow-up, and then I'll take your questions and comments. How many of you are voting come November? Oh, good, everybody. You're not voting?
I'm not old enough.
You're not old enough?
Hold on.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
Just pretend you're an illegal alien. It won't matter. But anyway, okay, I understand. Thank you. And I want to bring this up because we don't talk about voting and stuff here a lot, but this election coming up, and I've heard people always say, oh, this one is different. This is the most crucial, important election ever. We hear that all the time. Every voting year, they say that. But this is really, it really is a time to, and I'm not telling you who to vote for, how to vote, that's on you. But it's really, really a time to really pay attention as to what both parties are saying and remember what they stood for before and what they did and did not do so that you can be clear as to what is happening, all right? You can be clear and not just because they made you feel good or they gave you fear or made you feel fear and all that. You want to be clear-minded so you can vote for the person that you believe that is best for the country. Not for the whites, not for the blacks, not for the Jews, not for the poor and all that mess, but for the country. You really do, all right? One other follow-up question. How many of you know about the shooting that happened in Georgia where some kid was accused of going into a school and killing 4 people according to the report? And let me see the hands that know about that. Oh, okay, nice. For those who don't, this kid was accused of going into a school and shooting up 4 people dead, 2 students and 2 teachers, and then 19 others, I think, wounded at the school. And so the kid is in jail, and now they have arrested the father because they say that the father gave him, the boy, the gun. And the boy was 14 years old when this happened, all right? And so the father has been arrested. How many people agree that the father should be arrested, have been arrested? 1. You have your hand? You look like you're scared to raise it. You do it like that. Are you saying you think the father should be arrested? Just a yes or no for now.
Yes.
Okay. And the rest here, no one else believe that. 3, 4, Joe got his hand, both had their foot up. 4, you believe it, right? The father should be arrested.
Most definitely.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? That the parents should be responsible for the. Oh, okay. Amazing. You look like somebody that boy that did the shooting. Huh?
I get that a lot.
Y'all better pat him down. Did they let you out of jail? No. Anybody else agree that the parents should be responsible and go to jail? Who disagree? And the rest of you are undecided, right? Oh, okay, undecided. Oh, man. Did any of you hear of a conversation on the radio show about it this week? Just 3 of that talked about. What? About that? Yeah. Okay.
Did the father really give him the guns? Or
Yes.
He did? They
Well,
proved
according
that?
to the report, we never know what the real truth. But the father said he bought them because in the South, fathers buy their sons guns and they started going hunting. You know, I got a gun when I was 15 too. It was just what fathers do. And they go out and make a man out of you so you don't be at home with mama at the age of 30.
I took my daughter when she was 12.
That's your daughter?
Yes.
That's your daughter?
Yes.
Wow.
Shooting
That's
with me.
amazing. Okay. All right.
But if he did give him the guns and not train him or show the respect that you need to give a gun, I don't know if he should be blamed or not to blame.
You don't know
No.
if he should or not?
Yes.
You said that you don't know if he
Should get
showed the
arrested or
son
not.
respect for the gun and all that?
Yes, if you're giving a kid a gun, you gotta show him that how to use it and how to respect the gun.
How do you respect a gun? You know you respect
By safety,
people.
safety number 1, and all that other stuff.
Oh, okay.
And
So for now, you're saying, so if he did not show him all that, he should be to blame for the boy using a gun?
I don't know. It's a thin line. I don't think
A
he
thin
should get
line
arrested.
between
but,
love and hate, man. Not between you and your gun.
I don't think he should get arrested. No.
You don't think he should?
No.
And why not?
Because they're two different people. They're two different.
The father and the son?
Yes, they're two
Okay.
different souls or whatever, spirits or.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I'm
not
in
sure?
the middle. I'm not sure. No.
Oh, okay. All
but
right.
I'm leaning more towards for him not to be arrested.
Oh, okay.
It's not really his fault. So.
Okay, nice. And in the white cap, you think the father should have been arrested?
Yes.
And why?
Well, I think there's a certain level of responsibility that being arrested is enough for me to say that there is something to look and investigate. I'm not saying whether he should be convicted, but to be arrested, yes.
And why?
So that they could look at the situation and investigate to see if he really did have a legal responsibility there.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
So you said they should arrest the father to do an investigation?
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you say yes or no?
Yes,
They should have arrested him?
No, I don't think they should arrest him.
And why not?
The boy was 14, right, or 15?
14, allegedly 14.
I think 14 is the age where you gotta kind of know common sense, right from wrong a little bit. But the family, you know, it's not. I think if they investigated and like they found out the father said, okay, here, son, this is our plan, or if he was conspiring or something, and like, here, go do this, then he would have some responsibility and they would look into him. But if it's just a regular family wanting to defend themselves and just, have their rights, but the boy ends up on his own making a bad decision, I think he should be responsible.
So you're saying that if the father gave the gun to the son, and the son went online trying to figure out how to kill someone, the father should be responsible?
No, not at all. I said if the father gives the boy the gun and the father tells him to go do something bad,
Oh, I see.
that's when the father
if
should
the
be
father
looked at.
tell him to.
Yeah,
Control
but the
it.
father never said, here,
Right.
son, go kill someone. He's just having his right to have his to bear arms.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I think.
Anybody in this aisle, this row, this session, that believe he should have gone to jail? Did you raise your hand that he should have gone to jail?
No.
Or that he should not have gone? Did you hear the show on Friday?
Yes.
So you heard us talk about it?
Yes.
And you agree with what you heard?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Did you agree with Joel?
Yeah, it's interesting because the first time this happened a while back, and I did agree with Joel. I even brought it up in church. But this time, I see it as a more sinister plot. And I won't get into the political, but it's a snapshot of what's to come. If certain people enter office in November, it's overreach of the government, and it's frightening because what is the age of accountability? How long is a parent supposed to be accountable for something, whether they saw a letter or a picture? I mean, children can be very imaginative, and they do and say things as children that they may or may not follow through with, but how would anyone know that unless they're prophetic? So, no, I disagree.
Okay. And you, in the white shirt, did you disagree
Wanna make
that
sure I
it's
had a white shirt on.
nice?
Yeah, I don't think that the father should be based on the fact that the kid's 14.
All right.
Give me a break. If you don't know right from wrong, put him to sleep then. I mean, well, yeah.
Okay, amazing. Who in this session would believe that the father should have been arrested? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm told to stay right here. Who in this session believe the father should have been arrested? Who believe he should not have been arrested? 2, 3. You're not sure yet.
Like, I'm neutral because I don't know all the details of, the son and the father, and I don't know all the gun laws. I don't know enough about the situation to have any opinion about it. So
Oh, okay.
I'm remaining neutral, if that's an answer.
Okay, absolutely.
Amazing.
That's fine. And are you sure now what you decided?
I'm not sure. It depends. I mean, if the father was in on it and he gave his son the gun, like, here, go kill these kids, then he should be arrested.
There's no
But-
evidence of that at
Yeah.
all. They're just blaming him, so forth, for giving him the gun.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
It depends.
All right.
Yeah.
And you say what? He should go to jail or should not?
If the father did not break any law, so he should not.
He should not?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, ma'am.
I think I agree with what that gentleman was saying. The father himself didn't commit any crime, and I don't think that owning guns is a crime, and I think that that's kind of what maybe the government wants to do, is make owning guns a crime, and that's why they're, wanting to blame the father. But I don't have enough information to know, like, how that family was operating, and, like, if the child was being groomed by the parents to commit a crime, then obviously they're accomplices to that crime. But
there's no evidence that the child was being groomed to do that because parents have their own problems. Mother,
Right.
drug addict,
right,
daddy.
to me,
Well, the father, they said the father was involved in his life because the father even went over to the school and complained to the school that his son was being bullied.
yeah, that was another question I had, was if the child was being raised by the mother and the father, or like by the mother or the father separately, because I feel like that.
It sounded like they were separated. I'm not sure. Because they
Yeah.
said the mother had 2 of the kids, and it sounded like the mother had the 2 daughters, and the father had the son.
Yeah, I just don't think it's fair to yeah, puts one person's crime on another person. And I don't think that owning guns is a crime in and of itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So over here, who believed the father should have been arrested? Oh, interesting. And you, how about the young guy right here? You believe the father should have, did you say that earlier?
Yeah, but now that I think about it, I think I'm remaining neutral. Because I feel like even if all the safety measures were put in place to prevent him from having access to a gun, if he was determined, he would have gotten the gun. If he wanted to, he'd have found a way to commit those atrocities.
Yeah. Are you being bullied at school?
No.
I was going to follow you to school and stand up for you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Okay. So you don't think he should be? Oh, you're neutral. You're not sure.
Yeah, I'm neutral.
Oh, okay. And you say the father should not have been or should have been arrested?
Should been arrested.
And why?
I don't think he should be arrested for the shooting, but I think he should be arrested for giving a minor a gun. And there are two separate happenings. I think he can't take responsibility for the shootings itself, but giving a minor a gun, I think, is illegal. I don't think your brain is fully developed by the age of 14. There's a reason why you are not yet like an adult by law, why you can't buy alcohol. There are certain rules in place.
Right.
And yeah, I think giving him the gun was wrong. If he wanted to teach him hunting together with him, that's great.
Matter of fact, the boy, according to the report, he went and shot his first deer recently or something.
Yeah, I still don't believe that, like, if I had a son, you know, the father could teach him whatever he wants, but, you know, do it together. And when you're an adult, you can own your own gun.
When you said that you don't believe that the mind is developed enough at 14 to have a gun,
yeah,
right? And at what age is the mind fully developed?
I don't know if it will ever be fully developed.
I know 80-year-old people mind.
Exactly, because I think it's again what we're coming back to, right? Like you have school shootings done by minors because it's the battle between good and evil, and you have adults doing the same things.
Yeah.
So it's a very big question,
but you still believe the father should have been arrested?
I think he should be arrested for giving him the gun.
And should he go to prison?
I don't really know the difference because I haven't been living here for so long.
You don't know the difference between going to prison and not going?
No, between jail and prison.
Oh, I was about to say, he's really white. They say white people don't go to prison, there you prove. You don't know the difference between what now?
Jail and prison.
Jail is where you go and have lunch until they take you to prison.
Right.
And you spend a lifetime.
Right. I don't know what the appropriate sentence or punishment is for that,
right.
But I think if we have laws in place and, you know, they're there to protect the children or from the youth for whatever reason, they should be followed. And whatever appropriate, like, what do you say, consequence of that, you know. But I don't think he can take responsibility for the death of these children because he did not commit those crimes. So I think it's two separate happenings.
Yes, sir.
Did he actually give him a firearm, or did he have a firearm that was his, but he still took care of it and like locked it up?
According to reports, and we never know the whole truth, right?
Okay.
The report is that the father gave the gun to the son.
Well,
it sounds like the father bought the gun for the son. And that's common in the South.
Yeah, and where I'm from too, like people, my cousins, like their uncles buy them guns and stuff, like 22s and like, but they keep them all locked up. They don't just like hand them to them.
Right on.
Yeah.
Do you have, how old are you?
16.
You have a gun?
Nope.
Right. Do you want one?
Maybe in the future.
Nice. Okay. Amazing. So anybody here else that I haven't spoken to that think the man should not have gone to jail, the father? Oh, okay. And in a few words or less, why not?
Well, I don't I don't know the whole story, so, but anyway, but I just think that it's a slippery slope, and when it's just a Trojan horse. So in the future, where are they going to draw the line of what a parent could be arrested for? You know,
Okay.
they'll just turn up a microscope and, oh, you know, your kid is doing drugs. Well, it's your fault, you know, like, or they're selling drugs, or what?
Yeah.
You know, where are they going to draw the line?
Nice. The young lady right here. You said the father should not have gone to jail?
I'm kind of neutral because I don't know the details of this specific story, but
okay.
I'm more leaning towards the father not going to jail just because I'm a mom myself. And if my son were to do something at 14 or 15, I don't want them coming for me.
Right. Even if you do have those kind of glasses on, huh?
It sparkles.
Yeah. That's an arrest offense. So you say no?
No.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
Me?
Do you know about this story?
I know a little bit, not too much, but also I want to say I don't know all the gun laws across the United States.
Oh, okay.
Every state has their own law for owning, using the weapons.
Nice.
At the end of the day, yes, the son got a hold of the gun. The son should be responsible. He committed the act.
Even if he didn't get the gun, the father bought it for him and gave it to him?
If the father gave it to him, then accomplice, yes. But if the father had it to teach and locked it up, no. Son found a way to get it. Son should be held accountable.
Okay.
In a sense. But again, I don't know all the gun laws across every United States,
Right.
so I can't say yes or no.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, dad, no. Son, yes.
Okay. Did you have your hand? Yes. You said the father should have gone or should not have gone?
Should not be punished.
And why not? Long story short.
Well, someone brought up the word on Friday.
Did you hear the show on Friday?
What?
Did you hear the show?
Of Joel Friday? No, I didn't see it.
No, not Joel.
No. No, I saw, on Friday somebody.
Did you hear my show Friday?
Yeah, your show. Yeah, your show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, hold your comment.
Yeah, okay.
Can you hold it?
Yeah, I have two things, but yeah, I can, yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep them
thank
in
you.
my head, yeah.
All right. The young man behind you believe the father should go to jail? Okay. And why? You say yes?
I would say no normally, but in this particular case, when the dad went to the school and they kind of targeted the kid because there was some kid online talking about shooting up a school.
Well, let me just be clear. You believe the father shouldn't go to jail?
Because of the way he went
Give
to
me a yes or no first.
Yes.
And why?
Because there was a red flag waving strongly when he went to the school and they targeted him for being on a chat about shooting up a school. The kid denied it, but I'd rather there be protocols to like get a safe that has a fingerprint, lock down the weapons so the kid can't get the weapons from that point on, than to then say all guns are bad and try to take everyone's guns for this kind of circumstance.
Oh, okay. Amazing. And in the red shirt, you're for the father going to jail?
Yeah, I mean.
And why?
Because, well, I notice it's a pattern. This is the second time it's happened in the history of the United States where the parents got arrested for
Tell
their
me
kid's
why
shooting.
you think the father should have gone to jail.
Because the kid's a minor, and you're responsible for the kid till he's at least 17. After 18, he's an adult, and he suffers the consequences of being an adult. But until then, until the kid is 17, you're responsible for everything he does.
Really?
Everything.
Really?
Everything.
Really?
Everything.
Thank you. Raymond, you had your hand? Did you have your hand?
I did.
Are you for the father going to jail or not?
I'm for him to go to jail.
And why?
Because it was his responsibility to prevent, to keep those weapons out of him, out of the reach of his son. He owns the weapons. Owns the weapons.
How about if he gave it to the son and he doesn't own it?
Well, he bought the weapons in the first place. And if he gave it to his son, he maybe his son is a minor, and if he gave it to it, he's still responsible.
Even though he bought it and gave it to the son?
Yes, because it's one thing one thing to give a gun to an adult or sell it to an adult. It's another thing to do the same with a minor.
Okay. Well, thank you. Amazing. Yes, sir. Right here.
I just want to interject on what the guy in the red shirt said. So you think that the child should be completely unpunished, and those desires or things will still reside within that child, and if he's just roaming free, can he still do those things again?
Are you asking me or him?
Or him, I guess.
Okay, you hear that question?
Summarize it for me again.
So you said the child shouldn't be punished, or should
No.
any measures be taken so he doesn't do anything like that again?
No, the kid should be punished.
Yeah.
But the dad also should be punished because the kid's a minor. He's,
Okay, I
he's
see.
17 and under.
He's 14.
Yeah, he's still a minor. When he hits 18, then he becomes an adult, even with the military, etc., real life.
Okay.
You know, he starts drinking at 21. So from the moment he's 18, it's your son, it's your fault. Daughter, it's your fault. But
Okay.
17 and under, it's both people's fault.
Amazing. Okay. All right, what did you want to say, Rafa?
Yeah, I don't think the father should be punished.
And why not?
Well, first, someone brought up the word on Friday on your show. Ezekiel.
The word?
Yeah, the word in the Bible.
What
you know,
word? Oh.
that it says
What?
that the
No.
father shouldn't. I don't know the exact. How it, I'm just paraphrasing.
just tell me
that
why
the
you
father
think the
shouldn't
father
be
should
punished
not.
for the children's crimes, and the child shouldn't be punished for the parents' crime. You know, the parents
Oh.
shouldn't be punished for the children's crime,
Right.
and the children shouldn't be punished for the parents' crime. You know.
Oh,
like-
okay.
So, but then again, why should we be punished for the crimes of Adam and Eve? If that's the case. Why are we being punished for because of what Adam and Eve did? People we didn't even meet. We didn't even know. Why are we being punished for that? Controversy, right? Controversial.
I would say insanity. But I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that.
Yeah, and then the other thing I
I'll
was
come
going to
back
say,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Do you think the father should have been punished? Do you know about the story?
Yes, I know.
Do you think the father should go to jail?
Not only the father, but also the mother.
The mother and the father should go to jail?
Yes, and also the friend of the kid. I think the kid
friend-
didn't just
so the father,
decide to do it.
the
Maybe
father,
the
the
creator
mother, and
of
the
the
Holy
video
Spirit?
games that kill each other. I mean, it's a 14-year-old plays those video games, maybe doesn't even understand the reality and the video games. So
So you think
The
the Father,
society
the
needs to be
Son,
punished
and the
too.
Holy Ghost should go to jail?
yeah.
Really?
Not go to jail, but there needs to be
Should
a
you go to
punishment.
prison?
Jail, prison.
Amazing.
Yeah. But the main punishment should be for the child because he did the.
Well, they're saying the father is going to prison for a long time.
Well, the judge will decide how long, but I think there needs to be a punishment for the father too.
Okay. Amazing. So, no. Yes. And then I want to hear from Joel about this because Joel believes that the father should have gone to prison. Yes.
And I just wanted to add that it's not so different from a driving license because every kid gets a driving license. He could, and it's not the responsibility of the father. They
But
can
I
do
think
it.
when they get the driver's license, they're adults then, right?
No,
No? Oh,
used to be
16?
50, some places.
And 16 is not considered to be adult?
Still, even if the kid steals the keys of the father at age 14 and he does, the father should go to jail. What is the difference, you know?
Oh, okay. Joel, you believe the father should, that's Joel, he black.
Yes.
You believe, and without the long story over again because of time here, why do you believe the father and the mother should go to jail, and the son?
I mean, yeah, I locked them both up, but mainly the father because he was raised by the father.
Okay.
Yeah. But the reason why I say both is because why aren't both the parents there? That's a failure on the parents'
Nick,
sake.
turn this fan off. Go ahead.
But also, like you always say, the children should forgive the parents because the parents are responsible for how the children are raised. And that's why you say go forgive, because they're the reason why you're all screwed up in the first place. They're the first influences, right? So the parent, the father who was, failed as a father, at least up to this point, not necessarily failed, like life is not over, but he's responsible. He raised the child. And if you're gonna raise your child properly, then he's not gonna know in these ways to go. Just like you didn't know when you were 12 to get a gun. I don't know when you said 12.
I got it at 15.
At 15, but you were raised properly to know how to, and with common sense and know not to do these certain things.
But no one ever taught me how to shoot a gun.
But they didn't need to
My
because
grandfather just gave it to me, and I was like, "Whoa, I got my gun!"
Right.
And I wrapped off the Christmas 7. I ran out into the woods and I killed a squirrel.
Right. But your grandfather had common sense to raise you properly, and your parents. So that's why you didn't think about shooting up a school. This kid, the whole story is messed up.
You think this kid was raised to think about shooting up a school?
He didn't need to be raised to think about shooting a school. All he needed was to be raised with anger, and he was.
Amazing. Okay. Well, at least you got one lady on your side. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, just to be quick, I pretty much agree with everyone saying they disagree, but if I can add something, 2 quick things. On the commentary of there's a lack of education about a firearm, I mean, that's silly. I think even a 14-year-old knows that the boomstick goes boom, and when you point the boomstick at someone, it kills them. Like, you just know that.
Yeah.
And then on the commentary on accomplice, like, okay, the father didn't do the crime, then, because it all comes down to one question: what are you charging the father with? Oh, okay, you're gonna go with accomplice. Accomplice to what? Accomplice to murder. So he only gave his son a gun. He didn't give his son a gun with the intention of go kill someone. So you can't even give him accomplice.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
You'd have to get everybody who's had their gun stolen by somebody, and then that gun got used by a crime. You got to go back to the person who had their gun stolen and put them in jail now too. That's
very deep. Absolutely. I mean, what do you think?
I think the father should absolutely not be held accountable for the son's actions.
And why not?
Because I think all individuals should be held accountable for their own actions, not your father's actions, not your son's actions, not your ancestors' actions, your actions.
Oh, okay.
And when you do that, you just remove any sense of right or wrong or accountability from kids as they grow up. And kids don't have a distinction of one day I'm a kid and then tomorrow's my birthday and I'm an adult and I'm just going to flip my mindset all of a sudden. It's crazy.
Amazing.
I think this is just another way to gut families.
Yes, Frankie.
It's crazy to arrest a father. That's insane.
He should not have gone to jail?
No.
And why not?
You're being punished for somebody else's actions.
Okay.
What if you'd have taken a knife and stabbed 10 kids? You gonna arrest him then too?
Unless he gave him the knife.
Of course he gave him the knife. He's a kid. He has no job. Everything he has been given to him.
Okay. Amazing.
You know, when I was 14, I went out and I bought guns. I bought pellet guns and BB guns and, you know.
But do you buy real guns?
No, not yet. Didn't need them.
Oh, okay.
At the time, you know, you go to Big Five and you can just buy whatever you wanted.
Okay.
And it was legal back then.
You say?
I say no. The father should
These
not.
are my staff folks. That's why I'm asking them, so y'all can see how liberal they are. Okay.
I don't know him.
He doesn't know Joel.
I say no. The
And why
father should not. Because fathers give their kids all kind of gifts, and let's just say he was in construction and he was teaching his kid how to build houses. He would give him a hammer, right? What if that kid took the hammer and knocked another kid?
And knocked mama in the head.
Right. So
Sorry, mama.
Parents give their kids stuff all the time. And also, just to go with what Joel blabbered about. Sorry about that.
Vicious.
Joel was mentioning being raised by a parent and how that affects, and I don't disagree with that, but there's been a lot of, I was an angry kid and me and my buddies went out and shooting. I never shot anybody and I was angry. So I just don't think that all kids have that mindset to hurt somebody else, no matter how angry they are. So
Okay.
I don't think that plays a role in it.
All right. Derek, the last one that I got to move on. Derek is my new PR person for a minute. After this conversation, he won't be. No, I don't know how you feel. Go ahead, Derek.
No, I don't believe the father should have been arrested.
Right words. Your job is secure. Okay, why not?
Just like what Doug said, I don't believe the father is responsible for the child's actions. The child was 14. I'm sure at 14 you know right from wrong, and that's pretty much it. And also to add context to the story, I saw on CBS that the mother actually called the school about 30 minutes before the shooting, according to CBS. So there goes the mother situation. So I don't believe the mother or the father should have been arrested.
She called the school about the gun?
Called the school to warn about her son.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And Hake, of the Hake Report, you say?
No, the father shouldn't be arrested for what the son did,
And
nor
why not?
should he be arrested for not locking up the gun, nor for giving him a gun, or anything like that. Because that's like an anti-gun thing, and giving the gun is not the problem. And Joel's right that he raised his son poorly, but by 14, you're living in your own little world with all kinds of influences, not just the father. And so the father has no way of knowing what's in the son's mind that he's going to do this.
Okay.
I think it could be wise to take the gun away from the kid, but to make a law about it, that's way too far.
Okay. Dear, did you want to blab about a little bit more? You black.
There's so many things that are said. I don't know where to start.
You still stand by what you said, though?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think I said enough though.
Oh, okay.
That's my stance.
So that we can move on, I want you to know you're making a horrible, awful mistake to want government to be involved in this period. You don't want government involved in your life at all. Because the people who are running the government are no different than us. They are evil people. And they hunger and thirst after power and control. And for you to think that the government should be able to decide that the father should go to jail because of what the son did, you're giving power to evil people on both sides of the fence. The government don't care about us. They care about money and power, and they care about controlling you. What happened to we the people? It's not supposed to be we the government. The government has no business at all deciding this, period. If the boy did it, the boy should go to court, found guilty or not guilty, and that's it. And the boy should suffer for what he's done, not the father. The government has decided that the father, for no reason other than he gave the boy a gun for a present, which is normal in the South, and I guess it used to be normal all around everywhere when men were in control. They bought their sons guns. And so the fact that the government can tell you, and you believe it, that it's okay, we go and arrest you for something that somebody else did, is mind-blowing, even though you haven't done anything, period. And they say, we're going to lock you up and you're going to be in jail for years, and you haven't done anything wrong. It's not illegal to give your son a gun at whatever age you want to. But the government have told you that it is. And I want you to think about the kind of government we have. And I mean both sides. They support abortion. They told you that, okay, you can have abortion whenever you want, just kill the man and children, and we're going to pass laws to make sure you can do it. And you say okay to that. And the father, shut up, you have nothing to say about it. And then the government came and said, we're going to take prayer out of the school, no more prayer, and we want your kids to learn everything but about God. And he said, okay, do that. And now they run that. Look what's happening to the school. They said there's a race issue between the blacks and the whites, that we have a race problem. You believe that? What kind of laws they have now? Affirmative action, reparation, giving your money to them, and they have not deserved it or earned it. And you can't do anything about it. They said that a woman can take a man's child during divorce, and the father has nothing to say about it, and you're going to pay up. And you're going to pay for the child to have counseling, you're going to pay for the mother to have a representation, and you're going to pay for yourself, and you better shut up and do it. Whether you're guilty or not, whether the mother is lying or not. They said, we're going to cut off your children's body parts, their body part, and we're going to tell the children not to let you even know about it. And then if you find out about it and you say something about it to the child, we're going to take your kids away from you. And you won't be able to say have anything to say about it. You want the government making these kind of decisions? The government is no different than all of us. We must be born again. Until you're born again of love, your heart is wicked. And all angry hearts, if you know that all angry people want control. They fight for control. They fight for power. Why do you think husbands and wives fight? For control. They're not fighting over love. They're fighting on one trying to control the other. The ego is about control. And every human being has an evil nature. That's why you must be born again of the Father so you can have a new nature of God. But anyone that has anger has an evil nature. You're never going to make the right decision. And you want the government? Just think about the people in government and stuff they've already done. You want those people making the decision for you? Their job is to make sure we have a strong military, keep the roads fixed, and fix the bridge. We didn't hire the government to tell us how to live our lives, right from wrong, and what we can and cannot do. They are not supposed, these are evil human beings. And America is turning its life over to the government. And then and I wrote down a few notes, even that the government gonna tell you, oh, okay, you should lock down your gun. You got evil people telling you you should lock your guns up, but their guns are wide open at home. If the criminal come in, the criminal is out. But they tell you, okay, you got to go find the key, go in the closet, unlock. Hold on, Mr. Criminal. I got to unlock my gun. I got to count my bullets. So I know that when I kill you, how many bullets I had left. That's so insane to me, I don't know what to do. And while at the same time, the government, they live behind gated fences, they have bodyguards, security guards, and they're loaded. And you saying yes to this. Just think about that. You're saying, yes, government, you can tell me what to do. The government said you can't have police protection now. We're going to defund the police. You ain't got no police protection. Oh, and by the way, we're going to let all the criminals out of jail. And then they can commit crime and no bail bond. They can just hang out in your neighborhood and do it again. And you said, okay. Okay, you're the government. You can do this. This is insane. What's wrong with y'all? I mean, I don't mean to make a frown with it. But you're like human beings too. You're adults. You can decide whatever consequences happen in your household, that's between you and your family. It has nothing to do with the government. The government family are screwed up too. They're doing all kind of weird things in their household. You don't even know about it. Or let the kids go out in the public somehow or another, make a media spectator of themselves, but you know, they have the same problem we all have. They're lost, They're lonely, they're desperate, and they're desperate for power, just as you are. And then they say, you got to lock down your gun. And then they say, you got to train. Oh, let me write that word down. Respect. They say you got to train the kids how to use the gun so that they can respect the gun. Whoever said that in this room, you can't come back. No, I'm playing. Who tell you that you got to respect a gun? You don't even respect one another. You don't even respect your own family. You don't respect your friends. You don't respect your relationship. How you going to respect a dumb gun laid over there in the corner? Good morning, Mr. Gun. I surely respect you. When I had a gun, my grandfather had a gun, my father had a gun, all my brothers had guns. With those in Indiana, I don't know, but the gun stood at the door all night and all day, all week if no one touched it. And I never thought of respecting it. How are you going to respect a gun? And who is the government? What gives them the right to tell you, you got to train yourself on a gun, you got to put your bullets through, you got to register with us so we'll know exactly where your gun is located and how many guns you have and if you let somebody else have it. And you say okay to that. They're not living the same way they're telling you to live. You got a government mentality. What's wrong? It's supposed to be we the people. I know a young guy got bit by a snake. He walked down the road. He got bit by a snake and they had to cut his leg off because he couldn't to the doctor. Should the parents have gone to jail for that?
Kill all the snakes.
That's right. Should the parent have gone to jail? You're not supposed to be thinking that way, folks. The government said the other day up in LA, in California, we're going to give illegal aliens $150,000 to buy a house. Illegal aliens. Ain't put one dime in no, probably going to rob you when they do it. And you trying to save up $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 to buy a house, you working hard like a slave. And they're going to tell you, no, you got to pay your way. We're going to give the illegals $150,000 to go out and just buy a house. And you're like, oh, okay. Illegals are human too. What's wrong with y'all? How come y'all don't think like free people? Really, why don't you think like the government worked for us? Well, they used to. Now you work for the government. How come you need somebody to tell you how to think and be and live and what's good for you as an adult? Why? Why are y'all saying yes to this? And there's no end to what they'll do. They'll take your house. You can pay your house off. And if you miss 1 year from paying taxes on your house, they'll come and take your house. Even though you have paid for it. Government is just a body of evil human beings. And angry human beings have no love. And they want power and control. And you're just, giving it up. What do you want now, Mr. Government? We'll do it for you. What's wrong with y'all? I keep saying that, but I already know it because you're crazy. You have to be out of your mind to think that I'm going to turn my life over to anyone. Look what happened to the blacks. They turned their lives over to the civil rights movement. Because prior to the civil rights movement, thank God I was there. I don't care what they write in the books, I was there. Prior to the civil rights movement, black people did for themselves. They thought for themselves. They bought land. They had farms and cars and whatever they wanted. They had no leader. No leader except for God. They had no leaders. They did not hate the white man. They were not blaming the white man. And when you go to the market and you ran into white people, you're like, hey, Mr. John, how you doing, Mr. Joe? White and black people greeted one another. And then the civil rights movement came along and told the black people, y'all need to let us be your leaders. Y'all need to let us think for you and tell you how to vote, who to vote for, and when to vote. And the blacks said, okay. Well, some of them, the older blacks said no to that. And they have not, they haven't let the blacks go since then. It's just bad now. And you tell the blacks, not all, but more. You know, you need to think for yourself. These people are using you. You're enslaved. No. How about slavery? The white man did this to us as slaves. They didn't do it to you. And you don't know how bad it was anyway. You weren't there. And everybody been enslaved in one form or another. And the blacks, and then if you escape the plantation of the Democratic Party thing, thinking, the blacks will come after you. And they will come after you to destroy you. The same way Satan goes after you when you become aware that you're in prison of your imagination. When you ever get hold of knowing that you're a slave to your thoughts, that's when the war began. Because now you're aware that you're in prison. But most people are not aware that all their thoughts are lies, it's a setup, so they don't know they're in prison, and Satan just have their way with them. Do what he wants, he said, tell you whatever he wants, and he makes you do whatever he wants, because you don't know you're in prison. You don't know that your thoughts are your enemy. Your thoughts are your enemy, your thoughts are not your friend. Just like the government is not your friend. Y'all need to wait. I said it before, I want to say it one more time. Y'all need to wake up. How about being an individual? How about thinking and doing this whether somebody likes you or not? How come you won't go for freedom? Why do you want to turn your life over to the president, to the vice president, to the government, to the preacher, to the psychiatrist? I went to visit someone way over yonder over the weekend, and they pulled out their medication. It was time to take the medication. They had, you know those little lunch bags that you put your sandwiches in? Some of them are small, some are big. She had a big one. She had a big bag of medication that was filled from the top to the bottom for daytime, for when she wake up. And then she had another bag, a big old full, just filled to the top for nighttime. I'm like, what's all that medication? Oh, my doctor told me I need it. I'm like, what? You got a rich doctor. She has so much medication. I'm like, how can your body take all that medication into it at one time? Doesn't that make you throw up and make you sick? Nah, my body used to it. You're afraid not to even trust the doctor. You trust the doctor. You trust the counselor to tell you your problem. You hate your mama, you hate your dad, you hate your husband, you hate your wife. Okay, you need a pill. And now you walk around looking like a zombie. It's not going to solve your problem. The pill not for a psychological problem, but the psychiatrist tell you at $800 an hour that you need a pill. And now the psychiatrist and the pharmacist is cahoots together making buku money off you. And you can barely function. What's wrong with being free? Why don't you love freedom? The government should not be making this decision. Any decision concerning your personal life, period. The government should only be talking about keeping the roads safe, a strong military so we have to go against our enemy in other lands, and that's it. They shouldn't be encouraging you to have abortion and turn on each other and feel and think this way and give you money. The government wouldn't even put money into our own country. They give it all to Ukraine and other countries. And our country was desperate to protect us from illegal invasion. And you're going to still vote for them because you feel good. They make you feel good. They say nice things about you. and now you feel good, and they hate you. So this is why I want you to really pay attention. You decide who you're going to vote for, but you need to pay attention and not get caught up with the okie doke. The government should not be putting this man in jail unless they prove that he committed a crime. The boys can go, if the boy committed a crime, the boy can go to jail. My son, you did that, you going to jail. You can't blame the father for this. It's insane. I can't believe it, but I do believe it. I understand human nature. Human beings are evil. Human nature is the nature of the devil. That's why you're so miserable. And God said you need a brand new nature. And so what he's going to do, if you allow him to, he's going to change your nature from evil to good. And then it'll be of his nature. You won't be able to take credit for it because it's him instead of the devil working through you. But you don't want to think about the government, what they do, and how they think and what they say. Those are human beings. Lost human beings. Their little title may be, oh, I'm a congresswoman, I'm a senator, and I'm a this. That doesn't mean a thing. It's just a title to control you with. It has no meaning at all. I told you the story, then I'll take some questions. I went up to Sacramento, we were testifying to something dumb. And this black woman representative from California, when I got up, I said, I forgot her name now, she's retired. I said, well, I'm Jesse, I'm from this place, and I don't agree with anything. And I said her name and I didn't say her title. I didn't say Congresswoman, whatever her name was. And she had a hissy fit. She was mad, turn his mic off. I'm a congresswoman, or whatever she said. I'm like, I don't care. He didn't say my title. I'm a congresswoman. Who do he think he's talking? I'm talking to you. I don't agree with you. It was just another person, but people are taken back by people to stupid titles. A title is just a title with no meaning. It makes the person with the title feel good because it's good for their ego. I used to work for a hospital, a lot of Jews. Sorry. I love the Jews. And then, so I worked for the Jew boss. What am I, Jew boss? Jewish boss. What?
Yeah, Jewish.
Oh, what's the difference?
It sounds nicer.
Is there a difference between Jewish and Jew?
Same.
That's come from a Jew. That came from a Jew. And I treated him like I would treat anybody else. Anyone else, right? And then he would tell me to do things. He would say things to me that I would not agree with. Even about staff meeting, I just didn't agree with it. And he would say, he told me, well, you're the only man I ever seen that don't listen to the boss. I'm like, I do listen to you, but I just don't agree with some of the stuff you be saying to us. I respect him and I did everything. But it's okay to be free. If you don't be angry and you're going to be free, you're going to treat everyone in the right way. You're going to treat everyone the same, no matter what their dumb title is. And you will not put them on a pedestal. You're going to treat everybody the same. God treats us all the same. And he's not concerned about your title. People pay buku money to go to college to get a title. And then now they can't find a job. But they have a title. Even your mother get mad at you if you speak up to her and you disagree with her, she'll get mad. I'm your mama, don't talk to me like that. So you're my mama, and mama, you're wrong. You can be free, folks. You don't want the government to rule over you. You don't want it. It should not be okay with you that, unless they prove that this man legally broke a law. You don't want to agree with the government that they can lock up this man. They're coming for you next. If they can lock up one for doing nothing but giving his son a gun, they're going to do it to you. They're going to do it to you because ego, love, control. And they got your approval. You have agreed with the devil, and the devil will always turn on you. You shouldn't be for that. That man having to, and then especially the white man, sorry white man, they really coming for the white man. They try to get rid of them first, and then they come for us. But don't do what you want, but I wouldn't be agreeing with the government that they can do this. They decided they want to arrest a man who gave his son a gun. And you said, oh, okay, it sounds good. Our parents are responsible for being spiritual examples for us. And then teach us how to work. But they don't know what we're going to do later. They can't follow us everywhere we go. And the devil working our mind, the devil can secretly be working with these kids' mind and you don't even know anything about it. How are you going to be responsible for that? Amazing. Anyway, I said a lot. But this, they should lock up they should teach them how to lock the gun. That's dumb. Your gun should not be locked away. Their guns are not locked away. You say one of those representatives lock up their guns? They don't. They tell you to do it, and what do? You lock up your gun. They tell you, you should be trained how to shoot a gun. And you're like, okay, I'll go get trained. I don't need nobody to train me to shoot. I ain't no dummy. Pull the trigger. And if it kicks you back, then that's up. Plant your feet on solid ground. That's all. But they make you make buku money to go. Doug is a trainer, so sorry, Doug. And they make you go up in a hot hill somewhere and learn how to shoot a gun. And you say okay to that. And then they say, you need to register your gun. You need to let us know where they are, and you do it. And they know where all your guns are located. Well, if you sell your gun to somebody, you need to let us know. Why? Ain't your business I sold my gun. And whatever the person do with the gun that I sold it to is on them. Man, nothing to do with me. But you say yes to the government with that. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Forbid all that I can be. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm wrong, Joel? Okay.
Only because, and I'm just joking around, but.
They told you, one last thing. They told you, we're going to defund your police so you can't have any protection. Not only are we going to take away your Second Amendment, we're going to defund the police so you don't have any protection. And now we're going to let the prison out, and they're robbing and stealing. Over in the valley, they're like breaking into the same house 3 times. And every time, I think the cops like around the corner peeping, and when the criminal leave, the thief leave, they show up. The cops never show up on time to arrest anybody. And the thieves know it. And you said okay to that. Think about it. You said, okay, let's defund the police. So who's going to protect me when I need it? Nobody. And if you protect yourself, you going to jail, not the criminal. And you said okay to that. And now we don't have any police. And crime is through the roof. It's through the roof. You can be driving down the road smoking a joint, all happy. And a criminal can pull up against you and stop you and rob you right there in the street. And you said okay to that. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree in the sense that government shouldn't be involved in your life in that way. I think as far as making the laws and doing all these things, but I think that they don't have to do, I think there still should be due process and an investigation on these certain things. And that doesn't have to do with the law. That's just investigating on what the background of the situation is to understand further who's in the grand scheme of things, who's really at fault. But you said that the father did nothing wrong.
Right.
Is raising an angry child wrong?
It's wrong in the sense that the father and the mother can't see what they're doing.
Right. Right. So
but they are not to blame for that.
right, they're not to blame, but to a
God
certain
doesn't charge them for that at
well
all.
then the kid then to that point, the kid should also not be responsible, like you're saying.
What
If
do
the
you mean by
parents are not,
that?
because you said that the father is not responsible, just spiritually, right? But it's not wrong. Well, then we have to, if you're going to use that same
Well,
point,
they're not even,
it has to be for the
but
child too.
Parents are not responsible for spiritually raising their children the right way. They have to be a living example.
Right.
And then if they have returned to the Father, they have love, then the love will work through the Father in order to guide the children.
And the children will be led
And then let's
the
say
right way.
the parents don't do that, then the kids just suffer. The parents ain't going to jail because they didn't do it.
But the kids, but like you say, the kids will follow the example of the parents.
Meaning
Right.
that there will be, you really can't compare the spiritual battle with that of the physical thing.
But I'm saying that spiritually they would have a sound mind if they were following the example of their parents to not do school shooting, right? Because that's what you say, that if they're raised properly, they forgive, and then their parents are good examples, then why would they be thinking like you grew up to even think to do this stuff? They wouldn't, because they have good examples.
I don't understand it. I don't know how you comparing that to the spiritual battle.
Because there would be no physical if the spiritual wasn't in alignment first. So if the spiritual was right, then there would be no physical overreaction like shooting up a school.
Yes, Dale, maybe you understand it. You may be making sense here. I just don't know how you compare one with the other.
Somebody take the mic from him.
You may be right. I just don't understand it. Yes.
I think what people forget is that they were kids too. I was a kid, and there were some things my parents told me not to do that I did. And not every
Let's do
kid
this
is
because of
inclined to
time.
shoot
Go
up a
ahead.
school.
So what now?
So I'm saying that no matter what, there's things that we know we shouldn't do that we do as kids.
Yeah.
And again, not every kid is inclined to hurt somebody.
I remember once I wanted some, I think it was watermelon. So my cousin and I were walking down the road. It was a dark road. Because we didn't have street light, we only had moonlight. And the moonlight was gone. Oh, I wanted some sugar cane. And so my grandfather had a beautiful patch of sugar cane, but he had put a wire fence around it. So in order to get in the patch, you had to go under the wire. And so my cousin like, come on, Puncher, let's get some sugar cane. I said, okay. So I went under the wire and tried to slide under the wire to steal the sugar cane. And I cut my head. And I was crying, oh. And then I had to go right over to my granddad because he was near and let him know I had to cut my head stealing his sugar cane. And I got a whooping. And my head was bleeding. I'm like, what the? So kids are going to do stuff. It's just the way it is. Because we're kids. So yes. Is that it? Okay, right here.
I just want to go back to what Joel said. You said since the kid, the father failed the kid spiritually, that was the issue. Since he failed him spiritually, then he went out and did that, so the father should be punished for that?
Yeah, because if it's all spiritual and it starts with the spirit, if the kid is led in the right way, he wouldn't give in to the thoughts of wanting to murder somebody or shoot up a school.
I think with that logic, then, I mean, we got to go back and arrest a bunch of other fathers too, right? That failed us spiritually, but I mean, I guess didn't fail us hard enough for us to go kill somebody. But
Well, if their children shoot up a school, then yeah, but you're not going to arrest every father for.
Yes,
right,
so
but there should be consequences.
One, they're going to arrest them all. Really.
Right. So if this,
but this thing is not about spiritual stuff at all, not one at all. It's about you as an individual who's willing to let some other individual take control of your own life. That's what this is about. It's about you saying yes to the government that they can tell us what to think, when to think, how to think, where to go, when to go, how to go, what to wear, what to eat, when to sleep, what this. It's about that you are letting somebody else control your life. It's about that, not about no spiritual stuff. Do you understand that? It's about that. When I was growing up, the government was like a little tiny government. We didn't have some government telling us to have an abortion. Or if a woman want to have an abortion in the alley, okay, the alley is right over there. Go have your abortion in the alley. If the daddy don't care, I don't care. I'm not going to judge you either way. You decided to have an abortion. We didn't need the government for that. What do you think about all this? Any of what we've been talking about?
As far as like the shooting goes, and the
shooting and the government telling you what to do, and the people now listen to the government and letting the government dictate their lives.
Oh, I mean, I can't stand anyone getting controlled by the government, but it's kind of like the way of our life right now, and it's really unfortunate.
It is so common now that people act like they don't even know it's not good that the government telling this stuff.
Right. I agree.
Amazing. What a mess, huh?
What a mess.
Y'all, I just want you to wake up and stop letting the government or anyone tell you how to live. Do what you want, but I'm just telling you, election time is coming. At some point, you think for yourself. I don't care how loud the party is. You think for yourself. Do I want the government or that government? Do I want this to vote for this person, and why? Do I want someone to tell me that I'm responsible for somebody else's action or not? I know one person ran for president, and when they were done being president, they were not for a wall around the borders. And when they got finished being the president, they went and bought this beautiful home. And you know what the first thing they did? They built a big old wall around the house. They built a big wall. I bet you can't do that. If you try to build a wall around your house, they're going to send the inspectors out. They're going to find if it's too thick, too tall, too whatever. Can a criminal crawl over this wall or not? We have to measure and see. My thing is, you shouldn't be letting the government tell you what to do. The government is a body of evil people as well. And they have no love for you. Zero love. Don't think they love you. Even the person I'm voting for, I don't think they... So, and then I want to move on. So I had on the shirt of the person I'm voting for. And I walked into the gym, all big and bad. And this black man was sitting there. He had a mask on. And he's like, you should not be voting for him. He don't like you. I was like, I don't need anyone to like me. I don't vote for people because I need them to like me. He's like, well, he don't care about you. And then I said, I don't need him to care about me. I just need him to fix my country. I just want my country to function. He's like, well, it's not your country. I'm like, it is my country. I'm not from Africa. What the? It was very interesting. But you gotta do what you want. But you gotta start thinking for yourself again. You should not be turning your life over to anyone. Anyone. And the government is not your friend, and it's never gonna be fair to you. Never. All right? Last word on that, and then I gotta get to the, yes, sir, in the green hat.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I just want to say that.
Take.
I don't want to say it, but I will. The dad should be going to jail for giving the gun to the kid. No?
No.
I'm saying no.
Oh.
But yeah, I think he shouldn't. But to be a bad figure for his growing up, yes. Like showing how to deal with.
Whether your parents are like good examples for you, that's between you and your parents and you, right? Yeah. But the government has nothing to do with that either.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the
It's
government
your
can
life, I
tell
agree.
you, oh, your parents are a bad parent. You ain't no good. Do sit down. Thank you, sir.
Of course, thank you.
Amazing. So let's do this. Let me ask. Why are you afraid? Let me see exactly how I said it. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
Why am I afraid to not? Well, wow, that's kind of, I feel like I'm on the spot. That's kind of deep.
Speak up a little bit for James can't hear.
Well,
well.
last week we had this discussion towards the end, and we were talking about, I was telling you how.
But first tell me, why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
I don't trust my thoughts. I don't trust my thoughts. I know that they're lies.
I'm sorry?
I know that all thoughts are lies all the time.
So then why do you go with them, period, at any time?
Well, I was speaking with you about this last week, and you were telling me, I was telling you that you were telling me I should settle into the thought. I don't know if you remember the exchange we had. And I was saying I don't want to settle into the thought. I want to come back to the present and to not refrain from doing that.
And why don't you want to settle into the thought and be one with it?
Because my mind will take me to places that it shouldn't. I feel like it's giving a portal or a foothold to the devil to wreak havoc.
And so you're afraid to settle in with it?
Yes.
And you're afraid because it may take you to places that you don't want to be?
I'm afraid because I have no desire to entertain demons. I think it's a very scary prospect.
And so
it's at the crux of everything we're talking about today.
And so, we said what now?
It's at the crux of everything we're talking about.
Okay.
You know, from
and
the
so
shooting,
that's why
blah, blah,
you're
blah.
afraid not to trust them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? So what happened at the men's forum this past Thursday? Amazing men's forum, by the way. Before we ended, I told the guys, from Thursday until today, I want to know, why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? And you say?
I believe up until this point, before I really started to look at the thoughts for what they are.
Can you hear him? Hey. Okay.
Yeah, up until this point, I think I've been tricked or deceived to think that my thoughts are the control of my life. But as I look at it more and more, it's all just thoughts. And I see that the thoughts, which are of the devil, is desperate to keep control. It will do anything and everything to keep control of me. So I think that's where the fear comes in. The fear comes in the loss of control. I don't know what will happen if I don't listen to the thoughts.
So you believe that if you don't trust your thought, you'll lose control?
I think up until this point of my life, that's what I believed, but I'm starting
okay.
to see now that it's just thoughts. They're not real. So I'm just starting to see that little by little.
Did you know that before I mentioned that on Thursday, did you know you were afraid not to trust them?
No, I really didn't.
You didn't know you were afraid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Nice. Why are you afraid not to trust your thought?
Can you repeat the question?
Could you repeat the question you asked?
Yes.
Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
I'm not afraid.
I'm sorry?
I'm not afraid. I face it.
Then why do you trust them?
Because I battle against them.
You battle against them? Meaning what?
I battle against the thoughts.
How do you battle against them?
By just staying calm and observing.
That's your last answer? That's your last word? Okay. All right,
guess.
because of time. How old are you?
16.
You're 16. Amazing. And so what's your impression of your father?
I disagree with him.
You disagree with him? About what?
He's saying he battles his thoughts, and I think you shouldn't battle like just what's in your head because it's not real.
Amazing. And so do you have anger toward your father? Does he get you angry at times?
No.
He doesn't get you angry?
Not really.
I'm sorry?
Not really.
Not really? How do you avoid becoming angry at your father?
I just like stay calm. Well, he doesn't do anything that gets me angry.
He does what?
He doesn't do anything that gets me angry.
Oh, okay. Do you get angry at your mother?
Yes.
She does? I mean, you do get angry at her. For what reason?
Maybe just how like she's like doesn't like talk calmly.
Yeah, that'll do it. And do you tell your father to help you deal with your mother? You ask your father, hey Dad, help me deal with my mother, she's out of control.
Yeah, I do.
You do? Amazing. That's good. I'm glad to meet you. I heard a lot about you. So any question?
No.
I'm glad to meet you.
Yeah, I'm glad I came.
I didn't realize you, I thought you little. I didn't know you like big.
My son's 8.
Huh?
Her brother is 8.
Oh, okay. So she's the oldest. Nice. Okay, good to meet you, all right?
Thank you.
All right. In the black, why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
Well, the way I think about it, because we always trust him, and it got us where we are today.
Yep.
And we're just afraid of not trusting our thoughts and
Yeah, and why are you
failure.
afraid not to trust him?
Because I think I might fail if I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And have you noticed that in trusting them, you've never succeeded?
Yes, I have.
What a mess, huh?
It is a mess.
Nice. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
Why am I afraid to not trust them? I don't trust them, but sometimes I do, because it's just the way I have to think I have to get through things at some point.
Get through what? Why do you need a thought to get through something?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer this. I know thoughts are evil. I do know that. And that it is not, you should not trust them. I do know that.
And so why do you trust them then? Why are you afraid not to trust them, knowing that they're evil?
Fear, I guess.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You're afraid not to trust them. And so you have fear of not trusting them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
And why is that? This is so good.
It's a kind of a hard question to answer.
Yeah, this is better than y'all listening to the government. Okay, so what now? Is that a hard question you say?
No, yeah, it's just out of fear. I know that they're evil. But I have definitely made the mistake of trusting them when I knew better to not.
And so, isn't it interesting that you know is evil, they are evil, and yet you have fear of not trusting evil?
Mm-hmm.
What the? You've been here before, right?
Once before.
Are you
Yeah.
the house kept person?
Yes.
Oh, I knew you got a little familiar. You're the house-kept person. So I asked her, is this your wife? No, this is my house-kept person. Did you fight over that later?
We laughed about it. We laughed
you
about
did?
it because I
Good.
knew what he meant when he didn't mean any harm or anything negative by it.
So have you ever been described as the house-kept person?
I have not.
Amazing. So she's still the house. What did you call her?
No, I said,
How's her?
I house her. Because you said, you asked me a question, it was something, and I said, I don't even know how it I don't even know how it stemmed up, but yeah, it was.
You're like, no.
It applied. Whatever I said applied. I just forgot.
She's the houser.
Yes.
Whoa, man.
She's housed.
Here you thought you were his woman, and you're his houser. Amazing. Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts?
I think what he said, he nailed it. I think that, and if I was to add to it, I would just say, because if I don't go with the thoughts, I feel like I'm not, it seems like I lose some of my identity. Seems like the thoughts are a part of my identity at some point.
Yeah.
And releasing that identity seems daunting. It seems like it's undoable, like it's impossible. I don't know.
I know what you mean.
You know?
That's amazing, huh?
No, it's not good. But I know what you mean.
Yeah. Why are you afraid not? Any other thing you want to say about that?
No, I'm good. No,
How's everything going since the last time you guys were here?
It's probably the same. We're avidly trying to spend more time in meditation or the silent prayer, but there is no buts. It is what it is. We just try.
Yeah.
It's just adjusting. Adjusting, I guess, is different for us because we've always been the type that just do and not reflect as much as we should, or just stop and let what be, like meditate or do the silent prayer. So it's an adjustment.
You want to observe those thoughts.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to meditate on them at all.
I see.
Just let them pass. Watch them.
I see, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? The mic is right behind you.
No, it's all good.
Look behind you.
Oh, there it is. I think kind of to piggyback off of what he was saying about feeling like you're losing a part of your identity, and because the thoughts have been with us since the beginning, we feel very comfortable with them because they've just been talking to us the whole time, coming and going, and so we identify with them.
So did you know that you, not we, but that you were afraid not to trust them?
Up until I learned that all the thoughts were lies, probably I felt like I was afraid not to trust them just because it felt like it was coming from me.
And so you're still afraid not to trust them?
No.
So you trust them all now?
No, I don't trust anything. I don't trust any thought.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you're not afraid not to trust them anymore?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No fear.
Okay. The young lady, why are you afraid not to trust your thoughts? Because you're a mess with yours.
I think I do trust, and
I know you do. You trust your thoughts.
yeah.
Why is it that you're afraid not to trust them?
I don't think I'm afraid.
Then why do you trust them?
It's complicated. I don't know. It's just, I think maybe I'm not afraid of the outcome, so I do trust them.
You're not afraid of the outcome?
No.
So you do trust them?
Yeah.
But the outcome is never good.
I believe it is good. I mean, I hope so.
You think trusting your thoughts, you have had good outcome?
Yeah, because I don't think I have bad thoughts.
You have all good thoughts?
I think so.
You have all good thoughts.
Do I have bad thoughts?
No, don't ask him. Is that your husband?
No, my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend. When you're yelling at him because he's not doing what you want him to do, Are you having a good thought?
Maybe not at the moment, but I intend good. Like my intention is good.
Your intention is good.
Yeah.
How can your intention be good, but your thoughts are evil?
I don't know. You tell them. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess it can be evil.
Not it can be, it is.
All right.
When you're trying to control him, is that good or evil?
Controlling him?
Yeah, when you try to control him, is that good or evil?
Evil. I guess evil. It's bad, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so why do you trust those kind of thoughts to try to control him?
That's why I'm not afraid of my thoughts, I guess.
Right, because you're one with him.
Yeah, I do go with it.
So you love your evil thoughts.
Probably.
Ooh, man.
With that logic, yes.
What?
With that logic, I guess I do go with the evil at that moment.
And so is that a good thought to go with evil?
No, it's not good.
But you said all your thoughts are good.
Well, not that one.
What?
Not that one.
Not that one. I can name a whole bucket load of them all.
All right.
When you feel afraid, is that a good thought?
No.
When you feel lonely, is that a good thought?
No.
When you feel that he doesn't love you, he don't love me, is that a good thought?
I don't think that, but no, it's not a good thought.
Right. So none of your thoughts are good.
I guess not.
You guess not?
No.
Amazing.
But I'm not afraid of thinking that I'm lonely, or I'm not afraid of thinking that I need to yell at him, or I do it. So I go with the thought.
It.
Yeah. I go with the thought. Yeah.
I'm not afraid of yelling at him. I just do it. Are you afraid of the consequences of yelling at him?
Yes.
And give me an example of what could happen.
Fighting.
Yeah.
Making him upset.
But you
making myself upset.
And you love all that?
No.
Well, why you go with it then?
I don't know. I'm trying to control.
Nice. Are you surprised he's put up with you this long?
He does get those thoughts too, so it's like there's a balance.
But we're not talking about him, we're talking about you.
I know.
Are you surprised he's put up with you this long?
No, because I put up with him too.
Oh. Two put it up with each other.
Yes.
Did you know that you were a house person?
A what person?
House.
House? What does that mean?
She doesn't live with me.
Oh, right on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't live with each other.
Well, keep up your mess. You're never going to be living with him.
Well, he sleeps over more.
What? He's what?
Nothing then.
You see how the woman tell on you? Right in the public. He's doing it too. So are you afraid of not trusting your thoughts?
Well, I've been working on myself for the last few months, maybe last few years, so I've noticed I settle into thoughts and try to let them pass, so I don't believe I'm afraid of the thoughts.
You're not afraid of not trusting them?
I don't trust them.
You never trust thoughts anymore?
Not anymore.
Nice.
I think I even earlier today, I thought but I had maybe a wave of anger, but I just sat in it. I didn't let any of it out, and I noticed how easy it was for it to pass.
Yeah.
When I didn't react to it.
Absolutely.
And I think that happening over and over again is like experience, and you see how easy it is to let it pass. So.
I've never let it pass.
And you never let it pass.
It doesn't let it pass.
You say you never let it pass.
Yeah.
And why is that?
I don't know. I don't like it if later on I regret doing that, but.
Yeah. Did he tell you how to overcome it?
Sometimes he does.
What did he tell you to do to overcome your anger?
Ignore, not to react. not to think about it.
Did he tell you to forgive your mother?
He does.
He
sometimes.
does? He told you that?
Yeah.
And did you go and forgive your mother?
Yeah.
You went and forgave your mother. No, you didn't.
She didn't.
She didn't, huh? She looked like she lying. She lied. Why you haven't gone and forgiven your mother?
I don't know what there is to forgive.
You become just like her. Look at you, you see her.
That's not entirely true.
No, you just like your mama.
It's true.
Yeah, I know it is. I see. You just like your mama. What's the difference between you and your mother?
I think I'm more like my dad, though. I don't know why he says I'm like my mom.
Tell her why you say she's like her mother.
She's also like reacts very emotionally and kind of, you know, I don't want to get into too much trouble. So.
Right. You said too much trouble?
Yeah,
Oh.
I plead the fifth.
Don't ever let her know you're afraid of trouble. Don't ever say, happy wife, happy life. Don't ever say that. She'll hate you for that. Because she'll know you're afraid. All right? Go and forgive your mother so you can stop being so difficult. You can overcome anger. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I am angry. I admit that.
Yeah. And that came from your mother, and forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. All angry men and women have the nature of their mothers. When you see an angry man, you're looking at a woman. He has a woman's mindset and emotions. He's just like his mother. That's why God said we all must be born again. We need a new nature. And the mother's nature is evil. She has the nature of Eve, which is the nature of Eve, of Satan. So you're just like Satan.
Thank you.
And that's what's driving you. But when you realize, hey, I do have this anger, I can't help myself, I'm wrong for being angry, and realize it came from your mother, and you go and forgive her, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. I can't help myself, this anger controlled me. I realize it must be controlling you. I'm sorry for holding it against you. And God will forgive you if you truly see it, and he'll take the spirit of anger away from you. And then evil can no longer control you. But you must be born again. The heart of mankind is evil. That's where the problem is, in the heart. Nobody has love. This is why you don't want to turn your life over to the government. The people that work in the government, hearts are evil. And they try to control you in the same way you're trying to control him. And she seems so nice and sweet, huh? Look at her. She'll invite you over for dinner, and you think, wow, this is he got a nice woman. And you think, yeah, that's what you think. But you got to go and forgive. Forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother. What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I'm sorry?
I don't think it's him or her, like.
But how did you become evil?
It's just because of the anger. I don't think it's anybody's
But how did
fault.
you become angry?
How did I become angry?
Yes.
I think everyone is born with anger.
No, how did you become angry?
Like my life, like how I was raised and where I was raised and what I went through.
Right. That's why you
Made
got to
me
forgive
angry.
your parents. God didn't send you into the world with anger. He sent you into the world with his spirit, which is love.
Well, I don't think it's their fault of me going through different kind of stages of life.
It's their fault that they were not a spiritual example. They didn't have love. And so they recreated you, and especially your mother. She recreated you in her image. She couldn't help it. But it's your fault as an adult if you don't change.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're not going to change until you forgive them. Before you can enter into the kingdom of heaven, within, you must forgive. And believe me, there is another reality inside of us. And we have to live from, in order to have perfect peace, you got to live from within. not without. All who live from without are angry people. All those who live from within have no anger, they're free.
Okay.
Smoke on it. You smoke pot?
No.
You don't smoke pot?
No.
You want a joint?
I don't smoke anything.
Oh, good. I'm playing. All right. Any questions, sir?
Well, I think she has a hard time with the forgiveness because she doesn't see or know why she should forgive her mother.
Right.
She
She's not
doesn't see
ready
it.
to see it yet.
But it's, I mean, I pointed out to her. She even, things she tells me, I'm like, well, do you kind of see like how that's wrong and that's evil?
Yeah.
Like she confuses like the good with the evil. You know, like if a mother's like babying you or like taking care of you, you're in your 20s and she's doing your laundry, she's doing, you know, she's taking care of you. Like that's not good.
Right.
It's
Not
evil.
at all.
I don't let her do that. She does it with my brother.
She does it with your brother, but not with you?
No. Because I don't let her.
Right.
She does it, she wants to do it, and then she's angry about doing it.
My mom.
Yeah.
You got to forgive your mother so you can get away from her. Really. Because if you ever start dating, get married, your mother's going to destroy your relationship. She's not going to let you be married. Oh, he treats you this way. Why you got to listen to him? Come over, let mama take care of you, and blah, blah, blah. That's the wrong man. She's going to be jealous of you and him. That's why God said when you get married, go away from your family. Go away from your mama and your daddy and start your own family.
I tell him that.
Good. But he can't go with you. You're angry.
He
Mama
can.
going to follow you.
He already went.
He went with you? Oh, what a beta. What does that mean?
I don't know what she means.
Oh, I take back beta.
Can you clarify?
No, I cannot clarify.
So you're just making
Too personal to clarify.
What?
Personal to clarify.
What you say?
I can't clarify.
You can't clarify that he already went with you?
Yes.
But he did go with you?
I don't know at this point.
Yeah, you're scared now. No,
I'm not scared.
All right. Well, work on, do what you want, but I got to end, but work on yourself. Because if you ever got married, you're going to destroy his children destroy his children in the same way your mother destroyed you guys. Because you have the same spirit. And you'll say, I never treat my children this way, but you will because you're controlled by evil and not good. All right? Smoke on it. Let me do this. Let me see a couple of guys that were here Thursday. Oh, okay. Did you notice that you were afraid of...
Yeah, this guy nailed it. It's like it's our pre-programming we were brought up with.
No, don't talk in terms of I, just tell me you. Did you notice that you're afraid of not trusting your thoughts?
Yes.
And what did you realize about it?
That the fear comes from the pre-programming of how I would react in the way I grew up that I'm overcoming.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So watch that so you can not be afraid.
Yes.
All right?
Thank
Did you notice about yourself, Amit?
Yeah.
And what did you realize from it?
Yes. Similarly, I noticed that, this idea of pre-programming, and I think, like I said in the meeting, I've always had this kind of craving for stability, and I thought that my thoughts were going to get me there.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid not to trust those because because I feel like if I'm not working towards that stability, I don't know what I'm working towards.
Yeah. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
Are you afraid, the black guy, are you afraid of not trusting your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely.
And did you know that before I said that you were afraid?
Yeah, kind of similar to what he said. I just feel like if I don't trust my thoughts, I will lose my life, my things, people, places, and things. But I had an epiphany not too long ago that all of the practical things that I actually need to live here on earth have been given to me without having to think about it or take any action to get it. And so, that's, as you say, God gives us the things that we need to live here on earth. So
100%.
if I just ditch the thoughts, I'll naturally have the things that I need to live, but my ego doesn't want to let go of the extras. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Yeah.
How about you, Nick?
Yeah, since we talked about it, what's funny is I was with a group of people and we were all talking, and I knew my turn was coming up, and this is something I do it all the time. I like think of my response. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna drop all words, and then I go up, and I became afraid because I didn't have words, and I'm like, I went right away. And anyways, I've been thinking about that since, and I realized like everything I do, even like most of my shows and stuff, they're only happened because a thought came and like I thought about it first and I planned it out first. So it's crazy.
Nice.
They direct my life.
How about you, Joe? Did you do the assignment?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure what you meant by it in the men's meeting, but I mean, I used to be. I would say no. I'm not afraid now, but I used to be afraid of it because I didn't know what would happen if I let go, and what the consequences would be.
Yeah.
But it is true. I find myself at times, let's just say, like Nick just said, wanting to make sure I have an answer at the, sometimes to see if, and I guess that's fear in there too. So I still see it that it tries to make its way, but I've learned to let go, and in letting go, it never works out how you think.
Okay. Amazing. Yes, sir. You were there, right, Thursday? Yeah. Okay.
So until I listened to the answer, I thought I do not trust, but then I suddenly noticed that I listen to thoughts to tell me not to do stuff. I always that's where it connects to fear. So I want to do in the thought, and usually, and it's the reason it's almost like I getting confused. But it's usually better not to do something. So I think that's why there is the fear of not trusting a thought in this case. But usually I don't. Usually I don't trust.
Okay. Dale, you were there? Did you do the work, the assignment?
I did.
And were you afraid? Are you afraid of not trusting your thought?
I didn't look at it as afraid. One thing I can say is that either I can't even say I've looked at it like I'm going with my thoughts because I want to be stable. Honestly, I was either compulsed to do something because of my thoughts, like totally unaware of why I'm doing it, or and recently, sometimes I'm aware it's a thought and I won't do it, but I don't believe that I've ever had the thought that, oh, I went with that thought because I didn't want to be unstable in life. I did my thoughts. I did what I did because I was unaware, and that's just where I was.
Okay, amazing. Did you want to add anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Any follow-up questions about? You have any concern about this?
Well, I'm the opposite of every response in the room. I'm afraid to trust my thoughts. So you were saying to settle into the thoughts. Right. Maybe we can talk about this at the Women's Forum, but I would like to answer the biblical question.
Oh, okay, let me say this about thoughts first.
Okay.
Your assignment this week, and if you do this, the kingdom of heaven will open up to you. You will be free. It's going to take a lot to do it because you've been so conditioned to trust thoughts, and you are afraid not to trust them. And a lot of times you repeat the same thing over and over again because you're afraid not to trust the thought. You got to distrust the thought. So for 1 week, except for practical thought, get up and go to work, buy your groceries, put gas in your car, build your house, that kind of stuff. But anything that the thoughts tell you about you, about fear, about lack of love, or what other people think about you, or you need to do this and that, for 1 week, I want you to distrust them, and I'm encouraging you, do what you want, to relax in the fear of it and let the fear overwhelm you. Let the thought of loneliness be lonely. Let the thought of fear of something going to happen or what people may say about you, whatever thought comes that makes you feel that, I want you to feel it. You got to not trust it. Because anytime, and you're so right, man, you're right on the money. It feels like you're losing something, and you are. You're losing your false, insane self. You're losing yourself, which is not you at all. This very thing that you've been protecting, it wants you to be afraid not to do anything about it because it stays alive inside of you, in here, and in your emotions. It lives in you. You're possessed with spirits, evil spirits in here. All thoughts are all lies all the time, and they want you. They make you trust them because if you don't, they have to leave you. They'll be taken away from you by God because it's a spiritual battle. And most people don't know they're in a spiritual battle because they just go along with whatever the thoughts tell them. However they feel, however they react, they go along with it. They don't know they're in a battle. They don't have a battle because they're not fighting back. But when you start to fight back, you're going to see this battle going on inside of you. And that you have nothing to do with it. So for 1 week, feel the pain, feel the fear, feel the loneliness, feel the doubt, feel the anger when he doesn't do what you want him to do. And don't hold your hand in church to make you feel better. Feel the fear of that. Really. And it's going to feel like you're losing everything, but you're really gaining it yourself. You're gaining back yourself. But the devil's going to tell you, no, you're falling apart. You're not yourself. What will you have if you don't listen to me? You're going to have the truth. You're going to have life. You're going to have everything. And that's what God wants to save you from. But you won't let him save you because you're afraid not to trust evil. So evil tell you to do, you do what evil tell you. I say go and forgive, do the silent prayer, watch. That's the truth telling you that, but you won't do it. The devil say, oh, you don't have to do it today. You don't have time. Do it later. It's not that important. Do it at work. Because you're afraid not to trust evil. So for 1 week, don't trust it and feel it. Do you understand what I mean by go into it? Like let's say somebody want to make you angry. Somebody make you feel that anger coming, right? And they're talking about you or they're not treating you like you're a white girl and blah, 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 right? They treat you like you're black. And you get mad. Let that happen. Let that anger just overwhelm you. And they'll say, oh, they see you mad, they're in control. But feel the anger, relax in the anger. I don't care how. And say, when you get angry, Satan's going to get so mad at you, he's going to knock you down psychologically, and he's going to kick you. Anybody ever been kicked? Like when you're fighting, they kick you? Yeah, like that. The devil's going to do that to you here, but take it. Take it. And God will save you from it. He's trying to defeat the mind. He's trying to defeat evil. So 1 week, take it. Be afraid. Be scared. Be lonely. Feel like, commit to completely letting go. Okay, I feel this way. I'm going to feel it. I see that I feel this way. Will you give it at least 1 week try? Any questions about it? Yes, sir.
Why are you afraid to your thoughts?
I'm sorry?
Why are you afraid to follow your thoughts?
I'm not.
You're not?
No. If I were afraid of them, I would. I did remember a while back. And I remember, and that's what's going to happen when you're seeking the truth. The Father will show you what's wrong, what you're doing wrong. You start seeing. And I remember thinking, wow, I'm afraid not to trust my thoughts. I'm afraid not to trust the thought. And from that point, I've never been afraid again. He'll let you see what's wrong. He'll reveal it to you if you want to be free. So don't trust your thought this week. Remember the assignment. That make sense?
Yeah, I think I'm in the middle of this assignment because, you know, since I started overcoming, I've been applying these principles, like,
Right.
seriously, and I don't take it lightly. I see the repercussions of what it takes to overcome or to do the silent prayer and all of that. I've lost a number of friends, all of my friends, since I started overcoming. My car a few weeks ago, I've gotten canceled.
Well,
I
take the
lost a
next step.
slew of work. So
Take the next step of feeling all the fear and loneliness and whatever come, and do nothing about it.
okay,
That's the next step.
all right.
All right?
So may
So
I
you
answer?
want to respond to
Yeah,
love.
I do.
The biblical question.
Do I know
do
the
you
truth?
know the truth?
And what is it?
And what is it?
So I would say I know the truth, and however, I've forgotten the truth. I don't remember.
And what is it?
I don't remember the truth, but when
Oh.
I hear it, I'm talking about a spiritual truth, obviously. We're talking about spirit. When I hear the truth, just like when I heard you say, all thoughts are all lies all the time, women are the devil, essentially. Forgive your mother and
Sorry,
forgive your
devil.
dad. They have the spirit of the devil. They're not the
Yeah.
devil, but they have the spirit. I had never heard any of those things, but I knew that they were true. They resonated. So yes, I know the truth. I forgot the truth. As I overcome, I'm learning the truth again.
Okay. What, Raymond? Real fast, I got to end.
I'll make it fast.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever done something so incredibly stupid that the thought of it lingers in your mind?
Yes. Absolutely. But that's why you may be overwhelmed with that too. That when it comes in your mind, you get the emotion, because you can't have the emotion unless you have the thought, right? Feel it. Just feel it. Don't do anything about it, but to feel it. Feel the pain.
I understand. Thank you.
All right. So, let me just say, just show of hand, how many of you know the truth? Don't be afraid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all look around. Okay, just a handful. Oh, you had your hand too? Wow. None of us know the truth. Not one soul know the truth. And what you were speaking of, you have the Holy Spirit in you, and He would tell you about the truth. He would just remind, not that you knew the truth, but none of us know the truth. And when the truth is revealed to you, it's amazing. You think, why did I think of that, right? But only God knows the truth, and He will work through those who want the truth. We don't know the truth. Even the Bible thumpers don't know the truth. Even the Torah thumpers don't know the truth. We don't know the truth. We really don't know the truth. But the truth will reveal itself to you. But you don't know the truth. And be glad to know that you don't know the truth so you can know the truth. All right? That make sense? Yes. Okay. The truth will reveal. When you hear the truth from someone, it say, yeah, it's the truth. It makes sense to you. But it's not you knowing it, it's being revealed to you, and you can't learn it. I am so out of time. It's an amazing amount of time. I didn't get to half of what I wanted to share, some experiences and stuff like that, but I hope that you think about this thing about turning your life over to others, and that you're letting the government take over your whole life, tell you where to go, when to go, how to protect yourself, how not to. The governments are evil. The people are evil. They love wars because they make money from it. They don't mind sending you off to war and get your head blown off because they made their money. And all they're going to say, oh, my heart goes out to you. No, don't. They don't feel a thing about it. But think about it and take control of your own life. All right, I'm out of time.
Do you have a biblical question?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a biblical
I don't. I'll come up with one hopefully between now and tomorrow during the show. Yeah. But do the assignment. Work on, this is helping you, telling you to work on yourself so you can know yourself. Know thyself. You are nothing like what you think. Really, nothing. So about the time, don't forget, we'll do the super chats tomorrow. No announcement, right? Okay. Don't forget to donate. Help us out. rebuildingthemand.com/donate or call 800-411-BOND. You are possessed with thoughts and emotions. It is not you. That's why you do and think crazy things, all right? So you can be free if you want to. And thank you all for tuning in. I absolutely appreciate it. And thank you all for coming. Amazing. So, I'm gonna